All right, so we're going to continue in this episode 2, still testing to see if we can get the chain to slip in gear number 2. We're trying to find out what it is, so we're going to go through some shifting, making sure everything is shifting properly. Shifter is in sync with our chain. Every time we get a click, we get a gear change. Got a nice Chris King hub. This bike has all the goodies.
Yeah, that guy's a connoisseur.
Yeah. Okay, so to continue, let's see. Since we're in the repair stand, we're not applying the same pressure. You know, we're barely putting any pressure on the chain, and the chain's barely putting pressure on the gearing. So we can do the best we can to kind of flush out the problems or do adjustments, but then we're always going to do a physical test ride, put it under pressure, under stress, under real conditions, and then we flush out the problem, whatever. It could be like 5% problem left. Yeah. We'll find it on a test ride, and then we try to make the corrections out there if possible. Okay. So let's go through the gears right now. Yeah. So how many gears are you? How many speeds? So to count how many speeds, we're just going to count the rear cassette here. Yeah. Some shifters, they don't have a label. No. You get it. Yeah, you get into the higher levels, you're not going to have it. 1, 2, 3, whoops. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 speed, 1 over here, so we're a 1 by 11. Yeah. So I'll have you shift. You just go ahead and pedal. So right now we'll go all the way down into 11th gear. So smallest gear, that's your hardest pedaling gear, that's your speed gear. Yeah. And then once you're here, now we're going to double check to make sure the shifting is on point. So make sure there's no more clicks left in the shifter. Perfect. So even though the chain's in 11, the shifter could be fooling you. It could be off by 1. So now we're going to listen to our clicks. Audible clicks. We're going to click. 1 click should get us 1 reaction.
That one kind of had a hard time shifting.
Yeah, you could do it again too.
I'm going to shift up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Your pedal cadence is fine. If you went any slower, then you would get a slow shift. But yeah, then we'll just so you're going to keep track in your head. So you're on gear 11. First click was 10. Mm-hmm. Next click will be, yep.
You want me to keep going?
Yeah. We're inspecting every gear. So what we're looking for is a pretty quick jump up. Once it's there, it should be quiet in that gear. Quick jump up, quiet in that gear, and that's how we're inspecting every single gear. And maybe the sound's getting a little louder, but that's totally fine, totally normal. So that jumped up pretty good. So now we're in gear 1. So and there's no more clicks left, right? Perfect. So that's the shifter. Now we're still on the same page. That's what we're looking for. Shifter's on 11. That's on 11. So first click is going to be down to 2. That's good. Nice jump down and quiet. And this might add the chains. It looks dirty. It's probably a little dry, but it's still shifting really well. It's not affecting shifting at this point.
Yeah, this bike has been neglected. I need to have more TLC, and then that's the last set. No more.
Totally fine. Yeah. So that was good. It passed that test. Jumped up quickly, quiet in that gear. It wasn't hesitating to jump. It didn't jump 2 gears. Mm-hmm. And then once it was there, it wasn't jingling like it wanted to go into either 1 gear back or 1 gear up. So that's good right there. Even when we got to gear 2, let's go back to gear 2, and we'll just kind of hang out there to make sure there's nothing wrong with those teeth. Yeah, so even just spinning and even watching the chain, we're not, if a tooth was crooked, we would see the chain kind of move, or we would hear a skip or a click or something like that. I'm not hearing anything, I'm not seeing anything. I'm standing back here. Okay. That looks great. We're just hearing regular noise, regular gear noise, you know. Okay. Would it be a little quieter if we put some oil? Maybe. Yeah. But it's still doing really well. Okay. So gear 2 seems pretty good. We'll go out and physically test ride this. We'll try to produce what you're experiencing. Mm-hmm. Usually I can kind of stand up on it or just really try to apply a lot of pressure. I'll drag the brakes so I can really put force down, trying to make this chain, see if it wants to jump and skip a tooth. And it might do it in this gear, we might do it in several gears. If it does, do it in one gear,
Yeah.
then we're forced to replace the whole cassette. They don't allow you just to replace one gear.
Oh, I see.
I was trying to drag the brakes, trying to produce a lot of torque on it, like you're mimicking climbing up a hill. I went through all the gears, but mainly tried number 2. I couldn't get it to slip, but I was also anticipating if it did want to slip, the cranks were going to jump or drop, which could be dangerous because your foot can either fall off or your knee can hit the bar. But got my heart rate up. So, but I couldn't get it to do it. Rafa says he does it on the hill climb, so it's probably when you're really in a high torque situation. It's more than I can do. The brakes are great though. Brakes are really slowing me down. So I was unable to redo what Rafa was experiencing, where the chain was staying in one gear, chain was lifting up, jumping a couple teeth, and then falling back down, giving you this really big miss in your pedal stroke. You're definitely going to notice that. So he's going to have to go. He's going to take it back to a hill someplace when he gets home, make double sure that that is what is happening. Now that we have a little better clarification of, it's not a gear trying to skip to the side or the other side. But we will continue with wheel removal, back wheel, messing around with that rear derailleur. Sometimes it gets in the way for a lot of people. And then rotors that are bent, how to adjust the caliper or straighten the rotor.